What's up? Good morning, guys. We are finally live, baby. Man, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday now. On Pharaoh Friday of all days. All these stupid little issues trying to hold us down, baby. We're here to work. Let's get to it. You know I had to skip ahead in the intro so we could get to work. We have a potential setup here on 18, at least for me. Depends how you're trading, but let's see. Let's see what we get here on 18. They can't stop us, baby. We're 60 seconds out. And I may be getting the copy trader engaged right off the rip here. Let's see. Now, of course, there is a concern. Does this guy turn into a little range? Remains to be seen. But if the setup is there, we execute without any fear. Let's see what we got. We are 42 seconds out. All right. ATR 67. Sizable on the ATR here. But this bar is reasonably sized. So, let's see. 25 seconds out. Gonna have to go ahead and get the copy trader engaged. And let's see what we get here. As far as a close on 18, want to see a nice low bear body? That'd be 2 consecutive bear bodies. There is, of course, risk of a range, but I like the setup closing beneath 15. Let's see how this closes up. Yeah, I'm going to give that maybe a B, so we'll give that 15 seconds tops and see if we can get a fill. 10 seconds here. Come on now, bears. Get ready to pull it. No fill, no trade. All right, next bar here. Let's see what 19 brings. All right, good volatility here today. 62 on the ATR. Gotta love when the ATR is looking good, huh? How we doing so far today, guys? How we doing? Good volatility, some range trading. A little bit of hesitation on quite a bit of the follow through. You know, bar 13, early bar, decent entry. Yeah, I mean, you look at bar 5, okay entry there on bar 5 would have taken its time, depending on what you were looking for. Would have worked out for you. Couple of decent entries here thus far today. How we doing? How we doing? Media, good morning. Sal's, how we doing? Alex, good to see you, brother. All right, we are 3 minutes, 35 seconds out. Let's see what 19 brings us here. Panther went short on the close of bar 14, got stopped out on stop above the signal bar. Panther, you know what? Selling the close of 14. Show me another streamer who would tell you this. That was a good trade. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. Panther, that was a good look, though. Selling the close of 14, that was a very, very reasonable price action setup. It just happened to not work. Okay, now you could say, yeah, the 50% retracement point. Yeah, we know the 50% retracement point was there. But very reasonable trade to sell the close of 14. Sometimes good trades don't work. It's fucking embarrassing. Why does no one talk this way? It's embarrassing. The egos just ruin everyone's opportunity to actually make money. It creates this weird dynamic. This weird dynamic that losing somehow makes you bad at this. No, being able to lose for 40 years means you must be making a shitload of money, right? Because you also win. Losing sometimes consistently is a good thing. It's a privilege to be able to lose a lot because it means you're making enough to stay in business. And if you're losing a lot, you're probably making a fucking lot of money too. Tom, good morning. Good to have you, brother. 90 seconds. All right. Okay. Well, let's see what 19 brings here as far as a close. And then from there, 20 becomes interesting to me. Because if 20 can be another kind of repeated bull body, all of a sudden that look of a descending resistance, I'm not even going to draw it. You all know what I'm looking at, right? From the top of 10 down to 20 here. All of a sudden, that's kind of blown out a little bit. And the bulls have enough confidence, and the bears have been shown to be a little too insecure. And then that's a price action setup according to Ram. So let's see what bar 20 here brings us. And if we just fade back downside, fine. Just want, right now, 2 consecutive would be great. Depending how it closes up, of course. Yeah, media, that's not true, brother. It's the same video feed, man. It's just because in the raw trades that get uploaded as individual videos, they're trades. I'm flat right now. That's the difference. All right, 3 minutes, 25 seconds out. Come on now, let's see. Can we get a close above the wick high of 16? Let's see, man. $245. Come on, Bulls. Let's do it to him. Teased on one setup here thus far. So, let's see if we can get a nice... Again, right now I'm looking to see, hey, can the Bulls close us above the wick high of 16? Ideally, even a little bit higher would be great. Because then, would I be looking for a stop hunt? I don't know. It depends how high it closes. The higher it closes, within reason, the more likely I am to look to stop hunt high of day. If it were to close like here, it's pretty far for a stop hunt. You're talking about 90 points. Minute 38 out. $60 seconds. Come on now, Bulls. Oh, you Bulls. Well, those of you guys who gambled on Apex yesterday going to 90%, probably not too happy this morning, huh? They're at 50. Apex is back to 50%, down from 80. Now the question is, does Apex launch 90? See, I don't know. They don't tell any of us this stuff. So I'm just as surprised when you are as you are when it hits. I maybe get like a little bit of heads up. But where they're going from here and when, no clue. So that's a lesson in gambling for you here on a Friday morning. Ooh, a Halloween 90%. Yeah, that'd be nice. $320. Now, of course, you gotta think ahead, right? So if bar 21, which is one we're currently on, were to close like here, would I put it on? I would, using a stop limit, sell. That way it has to go in my direction before I get a fill, which it didn't from 18 to 19. But, gotta tell you, there's always this kind of thing. But there's always, this is really important, there's always an opposing side to every trade you're gonna take. If it matches your plan, don't let it spook you. Put it on, accept the outcome like a grown-up. $215. Come on, big 21. Let's do it. Kenji, is it true what profitable traders say? If you just take some partial profit instead of letting it hit your take profit, you're not really a good trader? It's not that simple, Kenji. Trading is more nuanced than everyone on YouTube would like you to believe. I can't say everybody. That's not fair. Than a lot of people. You have to understand that, you know, the approach of making cinematic trading like trading videos that are more like geared toward mass how do I put this? You can make videos that are helpful, and you can make videos that can get 1 million views. It's really hard to do both. It's only been done a couple of times. And the finance niche on YouTube, if your goal is to make money from ad dollars, which is clearly not my goal, based on like my approach at this, correct? It pays reasonably well. It's, you know, it's not, I don't think it's worth it, but it pays okay. And those videos have to be simple, otherwise no one clicks, right? So that's what a lot of you guys see. And that's not how big traders trade. Big traders are not like, I take this one setup every day and I trade only the first 20 minutes and then I go ride jet skis all day. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, come on, guys. You have to understand that is lifestyle influencing. That's not trading help. Like, come on. And it's okay. Let them get their bag. Let them do their thing. But you got to understand what's going on. All right, 21. It's tight. It's tight. I'm going to need at least bar 22. Oh, but Kenji, to actually answer your question here, it's nuanced, okay? So I always say that if you're taking shit earlier than according to your plan, your data's gonna look fucked. It is. It's not gonna look good, man. But if you make discretionary calls on when to take profit, but that's part of that trading plan, maybe you do so in ranges, is when it makes the most sense. Fine. If your data looks good when it's all said and done, fine. But usually we're talking about like 5, 10, 15, 37-year vets doing that kind of thing. I'll tell you this right now. I have never, ever in my life, or heard of anybody else in the space ever seeing a trader who's been doing this for 2.5 months who just makes discretionary calls and makes money. They're like, I think it's going down. I'll take profit when I feel like it and make money. Doesn't happen. Does not happen. You have to have some kind of consistent, simple decision-making process. Gotta be there, otherwise it's gonna get fucked up. Even if you make money for 2 months, it's gonna get blown out. That's right, John. You gotta love the home setup, man. It sucks being off the home setup, doesn't it? Labs, use code BIG for 50K take profit trader account this morning. Let's go, Labs. Do it to them now. All right, big bar 22. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fall off through a cliff. But not too much, because then it'd be a 100-point bar. Just take this baby lower, even with that wick. Starts to get kind of tough, but I would like to stop hunt if we can. Vin, good morning, big dog. How we doing? Well, let's get ready. I mean, let's see. We better get ready. I don't want to miss anything. 15 seconds out. Copy trader ready to rock. Got to see the bears take that baby down through. Flip this thing red, reasonably red. I don't think we're going to see it. All right, we'll go next bar. Let's see what 23 brings us here. Okay, this is a good question. Nico was wondering if you change your trading strategy based on if you have end of day drawdown or intraday trailing. The only thing that I would change with that little nuance is if I had end of day and I have padding on the day and I see that we're in a very clear intraday trend and we're getting a whole lot of clean closes. I would take a position and then on a really nice clean bull close, what I would do is, I mean, there's some nuance here. Rather than maybe taking profit, if I'm like, oh God, this thing is a trend, I have padding on the day and I have end of day trailing drawdown, I might add to the position and hold it longer. Okay. With trailing drawdown, you can't do that. It doesn't work very well. So that's really the only change, but honestly, I don't even think you guys should worry about it. Everyone's all caught up in this end of day drawdown is so much better than intraday trailing. It is better, but like it doesn't, it doesn't make a tremendous difference for me because as long as you're making consistent decisions and trading a responsible size per account, which is why around here, according within the RAM framework, you gotta scale horizontally. Don't scale vertically. Everyone who scales vertically fucking blows up in prop trading. Scale horizontally. More accounts. More. I'm trading 22 accounts today. And I'm not, it should fucking be more than that. Like 22, that's a good amount. Yeah, well, I guess I want to hit more props. Scale it horizontally. Keep it relatively small per account. Depending on volatility in a high environment like this, man, 1, 2, 3 micros per like 50K. In a normal volatility, 3, 4, 5 micros per 50K. All right, 2 minutes. Let's see. When you do that, I'm telling you, the trailing drawdown, like, the reason this is such an issue for you guys is because you're trading too big and you're taking shit setups. And you're trading, again, you're trading way too big. There's ego involved. You're like, I need to trade 5 minis because so-and-so trades 5 minis. Who cares what so-and-so's doing? Is so-and-so paying your bills? All right, 23. We might have something here. Setup like this, you guys know it gets downgraded a little bit, but it's still enough for me to put on even in the fundeds if it closes clean. All right, let's see here. All right, 15 seconds out. Gonna have to go ahead, get the copy trader engaged. Nice bear body, tiny little bull body. Wick up, came back down. Clean bear body with a stop hunt. Let's see if we get a nice close. It is a smaller bear body. This is not the highest grade trade in the world, but I have to see if we can get a fill in the first 15 seconds because the signal bar risk is small and we have a stop hunt there. So we will get a fill. And let's see if we can take out that stop hunt. Down here, low of 3, ATR 62. Volatility's hot today, man. Trading real small per account. ATR 62 here on the 5-minute chart. All right, bears, take that baby down through. Let's hunt those stops at the low of 3. All right, you bears, let's step in now. And we get a repeat of bar 22. Now, if these bulls don't do that, bulls, they take out my signal body, 23, well, really the wick high of it. Kaput, cut it, move on. But it ain't over till it's over, bears. Step in. Let's take out those stops, baby. Kind of a soft bear channel here. So I think that's what the bulls are seeing. Ooh, these bulls, I think they got us. I think they'll clip us. Let's see. What's up, bulls? You got it or not? Yeah. Yeah, back off. Can't retake that signal body, at least not yet. All right, bears, flip that thing around, take out those stops. Give us 85 points. Or just a break through the low of 3. Well, bears, I like that attitude thus far. Now take 24 down through. Minute 35. Bears, what was the point of that if you're just going to let them do it to you? New 5-minute bar here. We've got bar 25. Yeah, I mean, not the greatest close. We don't love to see it. It's not the cleanest close out of the bulls. Big old inside bar. The Bears are having a little trouble. Let's see if they can clean this guy up. Ain't over till they take out the wick high at 23. Oh, the bulls got that soft bear channel in them. Can they clear the wick high at 23? Let's see. Huh. Gotta make him earn it, man. That's why we risked the signal bar. Not a coincidence. All right, Bears, what's up? You got to stop hunting you or what? I like the attitude. Now dump that baby 200 points. Give me a whole bunch of positive slippage in my direction on the follower accounts. Oh, you Bears. You insecure Bears, take it through. That wick low at 24 ain't shit. Do it to him. Well, we got a minute 35 left here on this 5-minute bar. Man, what an interesting little trade so far. So 25 is going to close up. Here's the open of 26. Oh, there's the attempt at the break of the low of 24. All right, Bears, we got a stop hunt in us or what? Do it to him, Bears. Punch that baby through. Take out that low of 3. Bar number 3, that is, low a day. Well, I'm going to grab my limit order. Where we at? I'm looking to get better than 1R. Better than 1R on the stop hunt. And the limit is faster than my manual hockey take profit, of course, on stop hunts. That happen very quickly. But I want to stay exposed. I want to stay overexposed as long as possible. Until and if the Bears can come back down for another test of that low of 3, which is the low of day, which we know the Bulls have a whole bunch of stops below. And what are those stops? Effectively, essentially, when they get triggered, basically market sell orders all at once. And in this volatility environment, I can place that guy for better than a full R. But stay overexposed while we hang out, and we come in for a test. Let's see. All right, Bulls, respect. They're going to guard those stops down at 3. Let's see. You know, I'm not doing shit until one of 2 things happens. Either I get my stop hunt, or they take out the signal bar at 23. The rest is lack of emotional discipline. Bulls! Okay. That's quite the little move here. What you got? Can you take it through that wick high at 23? You got it in you this time? Half decent. Inside close out of the bulls, but decent closer out of the bulls. All right, that was a hell of a trade. That was really, really interesting. That got very close to both sides. So, let's move on, man. All right. 445 out. Let's see what the bulls bring on 27. Okay, so we're right at the 20 EMA, but we've tested it a lot today. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Neil, I don't trade quote-unquote major support, big dog. Looking for the stop hunt. Stop hunts treat me very well. So sometimes in hindsight, you're like, that was a support level. Yeah, well. I'm looking to use those bull stops as free liquidity, which happens, as you guys have seen, more often than not. Bulls, though, respect holding those stops below 3, protecting them actually quite well here. We're 3 minutes out from the close now of 27. Let's see what we get. Yeah, you're right. I always forget to update the trade. Caden, blew my thunder today. Starting fresh on Monday, trading only RAM, sizing down, staying disciplined. Yeah, Caden, do that for a few weeks. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the turnaround, really. And the lowering in stress and the improvement in performance. Okay, so now, you know, you gotta look even harder at this little soft bear channel. Why is it soft? Well, you're getting some nice bull bodies mixed in. Wow. 2 points. Honestly, respect to the bulls. Respect for defending those stops below 3. That was a hell of a move out of them. It really was. Okay, we're 30 seconds out. Now what we have here is a whole lot of potential for a soft bear channel. I mean, it's basically there, right? So, unless we get some monster close out of this bull body like up here, I gotta look at bar 28. All right, roll over. Let's look at 28. That was the close of 27. Let's see what we get on 28. If we get a similar bar on 28, all of a sudden we're looking the other direction. But here, I'm just not sold that soft bear channel's snapped up yet. All right, 4 minutes. What you got, bulls? ATR is still above 60, which is crazy. That's a monster ATR. That's really, really, really nice. But again, doesn't justify the same size you would trade in a, 18 ATR market. So think about sizing down. All right, 248 here. Let's see what the bulls can bring. Now, the beauty of a nice bigger bull body here in the next 2 minutes, the beauty is that we're still well inside the full day's range, which is totally cool. Because again, the protection of the stops below 3 on bar 26, I gotta say, tremendously impressive. Am I sold on it for the rest of the day? No. But really, really crazy nice work out of the bulls. So we got a minute 35 out. Let's see if they can continue that. Give us a nice clean close. If they do, I got to stop limit buy for them, put it on, accept the outcome. HR 62. All right, bulls don't mind that at all. All right. All right, we're 55 seconds out. I'm going to go ahead and get the copy trader engaged a little bit early so I can take you through this. Of course, there's a few looks. You could say, there's a flat top. There's a descending resistance in this channel, right? The soft bear channel. Well, there's also a really high quality setup to the bull side after they protected the stops beneath the low of 3, bar number 3. So 30 seconds out, if the bulls can hold that bar looking pretty much like that, within reason, with a clean close, then I've got a little present for them called the stop limit buy. And I'm totally cool with that. So let's see. Let's see what the bulls got here. Let's get that stop limit buy out and ready. Move that upside so we don't get any surprises. And let's see if we can place this guy. Here we go. Increase that. Make a little adjustment. There. I like him there. Give that 30 seconds. See if we can get a fill. And we will. Suck him back. Move him up. And adjust that guy where I want him, which is right there. All right. Now we see. Hey, does the soft bull channel come right back into play? If so, they'll take out the signal body. We cut it and move on. Or can the bulls actually get some continuation going after that very nice, very, very nice 3-bar sequence out of the bulls, 26, 27, and 28. Let's see what they got. Actually, no, you know what we're going to do? We'll leave him up here. We're going to drive manually. All right, let's see. All right, bulls, keep that moving. You got a full R for us or what? Full R for me here is 60 points. So let's see if the bulls got it for us. Lots of work to do here, bulls. Lots of work. All right, back to break even on the trade here. A little bit red. And here's bar 30. Small bull body on 29. Big old wick up top. Let's see if we can clean that up with 30 here. And looking to get a full R here out of this trade. Lots of work to do here out of the bulls. ATR 58.9. All right, there's the wick high at 29. All right, bulls. Let's keep that pushing, baby. Yeah, I need a full R. That is the plan. Let's see if we get the plan. All right, less than 2 minutes here on this 5-minute bar. All right, bulls, you got it for us? What's up? Let's take out that little wick high and hold it. 29. 60 seconds left here on this 5-minute bar. Let's see if we can close up as a nice bull close here out of the bulls. And if they do, we may have to adjust our stop depending on how it looks. Of course, only according to RAM, the framework. Have to be a nice clean bull body above the wick high at 29. If we did get that, then I got to move the stop up below 30. If we don't get that, then I do nothing. The decision making is very simple here. Needs to be consistent. 20 seconds. Bulls letting things slide here. I don't think we're making an adjustment. Okay, here comes the rollover. All right, big inside close on 30, which means I have no adjustment that I need to make. So we let it work, and we do nothing. All right, Bulls, you got our full R for us or what? Keep that pushing. ATR about 57.9. Three minutes left here on this 5 minute. All right, Bulls. Let's keep that attitude up. Keep that pushing. All right, big man. Let's give us at least 1 R here. Boom. 1 R. Beauty. Moving on. Nice little pop through 24.9, huh? Sure, I don't forget to update the trade count like I always do here. There we go. All right. Hey, Ninja, how we doing today? Good to see you. Derek! Appreciate you, big dog. All right, well, 40 seconds out. This is a bit of an outsized bar now. This bar 31. It's kind of outsized, but let's watch. Oh man, it's tempting. Let me look at this. I know we have the stops high of day. I'm gonna watch 32. The bar is outsized. If these two were cleaner, I would take 31. But 29 and 30, it's like, all right, pause. Let's watch 32. Let's watch 32. I really would love to try to stop hunt the stops above 10. Wouldn't have gotten a fill, by the way, anyway, so we're good. But, you know, 30, again, 29 and 30, they're just kind of sloppy for the size of 31. That's an example of a discretionary call, and you do get better at these the more trades you take. Just keep trading. Well, good to have you, Connor. Late pusher out of the bulls. Again, even if I put that order out, we never would have gotten to fill. And 29 and 30 reasons for not doing so, as well as 31 being outsized. One of the bigger bars in that move. Definitely the biggest body in that move. This one was mostly wick. So let's watch 32 here, see how 32 closes up. We might still have something here. Hey, Javaz, good work. Good work. Yeah, Austin, I like it. Keeps the results pretty consistent for me. You know, obviously you go on heaters, you lose some in a row. Big fucking deal, right? That's like with any strategy. The goal here is to make money, okay? It does it for me, and I'm not stressed out when I trade. What else can you ask for out of this job? And the ceiling is tremendously high, right? That's all we want. We want to be able to make as much fucking money as humanly possible, as consistently as we can, with as little stress as possible. That's the entire goal of RAM. I don't care if it's flashy. I don't care if you're like, it's kind of boring. I don't know. I think it's fun. I like it. But what's fun to me is something that, you know, it doesn't suck. All right, let's see what 32 does here. Minute 50 out. Yeah, 12 losers in a row. Yeah, I mean, listen, you do this long enough, those statistical anomalies, they're gonna happen. Don't be shocked. And guess what? You're also going to win fucking 22 trades in a row. You're going to be like, I'm unbeatable. No, it's a statistical anomaly. All right, minute 25 out. Till the close of 32. Let's see what we get. Maybe we can try to stop on the highs of 10. I want to see this bar grow a little bit, though. It's kind of small in comparison to 31. Come on, Bulls! Let's grow 32 a bit here, baby! Alright, Bulls, I don't mind seeing that. Well, you might earn something from me here. Let's see. 26 seconds out. Copy trader. Engaged. And 32 is looking reasonable. I still, you know, I'd like to get a little bit bigger. But this is a clean bull sequence. I'm not going to complain. Plus, we have the stops up above 10. What else can you ask for? So, Bulls, I might have a present for you here. Let's see what you got. Good close. Place that guy. Give that about 20, 25 seconds. Why not 30? Yeah, it's a shrinking bull body compared to 31. But to be fair, 31 was quite outsized. So we'll give that 20, 25 seconds. See if we get a fill. If we do, great. Tremendous. And if not, pull it. Next bar. 5 seconds here. Let's see what we get. No fill, no trade. Next bar. It's all right. That's all right. What's 33 got for us here? You know, when you don't get a fill, I actually think of it as a good thing, by the way, just for context. When I don't get a fill, it's like, okay, great. So the market didn't do what I wanted, so I didn't participate, which is tremendous. That's a good thing. But if it pops through, I will get a fill, so I win either way. Looks like the Bulls just ain't got it here on 33, huh? It was quite the hesitation. Still have not taken out the wick high of 32. That's kind of nuts in a move like this. This right here, by the way, for those of you guys like, what is this all the time? You're like, what is that? It's a stop limit buy or a stop limit sell. On continuation trades, I use those to avoid us getting caught in something like this. It's got to be moving through the wick high of the signal body so that for me to get a fill. If we don't in the first 15 to 30 seconds, depending on the quality of the setup, if it's A plus, I give it 30. If it's like B plus, B minus, maybe A minus, I'll give it somewhere between 15 and 25. Quick resolution. Right, if we don't get quick resolution, I do not want to participate, because stuff like this happens. Helps makes things look a little better when it's all said and done. "60 seconds. All right, well, that is going to be the first, small bear body, but that's going to be the first bear body in the last, in the last 8 bars. So let's see what 34's got. Now, this starts to get kind of interesting because, yes, we have a stop hunt above 10, which is good, but we're getting a little closer, and you guys know the closer we get, the less cool I am with risking the full signal body because, you kind of immediately get that pop through 10, 15, 20 points. Is it covering a reasonable amount of the signal body, if not more. Sometimes that math doesn't work. When you have 31, big outsized bar, 32, shrinking bull body, still clean, but shrinking, and then 33, 34 has got to be pretty particular for me to participate. We've got 4 minutes, let's see. Have any of you guys, by the way, looked at a daily chart? Here. What is this? Well, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. Anyway, look at, I don't know what's going on with Ninja. Look at a daily chart. It is the last 5 trading days, if you include today, have been so sideways. It's actually kind of shocking because it's been so volatile. But you look at a daily, it's like we've gone nowhere all week. Nope. Nope, nothing like that for me, KC. Trade RAM, baby. Love it. Now, the indicators that I do use, I get this question a lot. The indicators that I do use are, well, I put up the 20 EMA, just so we don't get dizzy. It stops me every once in a while from putting something on if we haven't tested it in a while, and there's a clean setup that's like right up against it. And then, you know, the ATR on the bottom with the range, I don't think about that as an indicator, really. It's more like just a heads-up data display. You know, the bar timer, the bar counter, it's not really indicators. It's just data. I just, indicators are the middleman. Let's just be real. Every indicator is a middleman. Why would I not go, we're trading intraday, right? Why would I not go straight to the source? Price action has treated me best. Indicators have never treated me well. You know, again, aside from like getting, maybe hesitating here and there to keep me out of something that's, if it's too much of a self-fulfilling prophecy, like, you know, maybe you want to throw up VWAP, great. Throw up a 20 EMA on a popular time frame, great. Throw up a 10 EMA, fine. You start getting into weird stuff, I don't know. Now, like order flow stuff is, you know, a little different. I'm just not really interested. The futures market is so deep. It's so deep. I make this comparison a lot. It's like if you're sailing over a coral reef, you better keep your eye on the depth gauge, big dog. You might fucking bottom out. Something might happen to you. You need to know how deep you are. But if you're in the middle of the Pacific in a little dinky sailboat, you've got bigger issues than looking at the depth gauge. But hey, as I always say, do whatever makes you money for you and your family. That's the entire goal. I'm not trying to talk you out of shit. I'm just trying to tell you, hey, here's what works for me. That's all I can tell you. All right, 4:15 out. Well, 33 and 34, these have just... I mean, this is a great example. You go from 32 into 33 and 34. These are the reasons why we're using stop limits. One of the best things you can do for your trading right now, if you're trading RAM, is on continuation trades, rather than buying at the market, which is, it's also fine, but rather than buying on the market or using a limit order on most of these trades on rollovers, use a stop limit above the wick high or below the wick low. If you're going short, if you're going long above the wick high for continuation. Yeah, sure, you give up a little bit. You're like, but my price is worse. A little bit, yeah, if the wick is reasonably small or non-existent, right? But the trade's moving in your direction already. For a continuation trade, you're getting a fill as it already breaks the previous bar. If it doesn't do that, I don't want to participate. So in most cases on continuation, I'm willing to give up that little bit of price for that extra big oomph of confirmation, because we always live in a fog, right? But it's a very good thing when it's already going in your favor on continuation. When you get a fill, that is. Cheryl says, so if you were going short, you place a limit order below wick of 34? Well, no. So if 34 is an inside close, and it's a very, very small bear body. If you were going to go short on 34, well, I would want to see at least 2 strong, or if they're not incredibly strong, then 3 consecutive bear bodies. Inside close is completely useless to me. But let's pretend for a second that 34 closed like down here, and 33 was a cleaner bar. Then I'm placing a stop limit sell, not a limit, a stop limit sell. Very different order. 1 tick or as close to the wick low of 34 as I could get, assuming those changes were made right on these 2 bars. Then giving it between 15 and 30 seconds to get a fill. Joe, if you have questions, about today's chart, by the way, drop them in the tomb for the tomb talk tonight. All right, decent close out of 35. but still inside. Gotta watch 36, and at this point we're getting so close. The actual stop hunt trade, very unlikely to line up for me. It would need to just thread the needle, and even then it's kind of close to justify the risk. That's okay, that happens sometimes. All right, Tomcat, hey, you ever had issues with getting a payout from Apex due to adjusting position size on larger entry bars? I know they have rules about consistent size. Tom, they're not worried about what I'm doing. No, I've never had an issue based on that. No. Never. Apex is not looking at me like we have a problem with how you're sizing, man. Apex is concerned about people who are sizing way much differently, basically as a gambling martingale strategy. That's what Apex is worried about. Me sizing down in bigger, in more volatile market conditions, or sizing back to normal in regular market conditions, Apex sees as responsible, good trading. Which, believe it or not, Apex wants good traders because they're really long-term customers, correct? And they rave about the company. Like, I think people just think Apex wants everyone to lose. If everyone loses, Apex goes out of business. They don't want that. Fuck no, they don't want that. That would be the worst thing for them. Halfway through this 5-minute bar. So no, they're not at all worried about what you see me doing here. So if you do a similar thing, can't say for certain, of course. I'm not you. I'm not tapping on your shoulder saying, hey, don't do that. I don't imagine you'll have issues, though. They're not worried about good, responsible position sizing. They're worried about people gambling using like a martingale. Well, this is getting really tight. Sometimes you end up with this where things look okay, but the stop hunt is just so, smushed. It's like, there's no room here, you know? I mean, there's the high of day. Wick high at 10. Just getting really tight to justify risking the signal body for what we could realistically get on the stop hunt. So let's see. Next setup that comes, though, I'm putting it on. Let's see if the bulls just take it out right away here on this bar. All right, big old inside close there on bar 36 out of the bulls. All right, guys, hey, quick break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Let's see if this market can pop 150 points. All right, right back. All right, welcome back. All right, here we are, 2 minutes, 8 seconds out from the close of bar 38. Well, let's see what 38 and 39 maybe here brings, huh? By the way, Apex, the deal is over. I have, not gonna lie, in the past, I've bought accounts at 50% off. If you have positive expected value, the numbers still look good. But it's easier to make them look good when it's 80% off, 90% off. But I'm telling you, don't be against it at 50. But straight up, best deal right now is Take Profit Trader, 40% off, no activation fee. That is the best deal by far right now. Code BIG, B-I-G. All right, 38, what you got? So it is Pharaoh Friday, which means I got to check in with all my kings and a few queens who hang out with us. What's up? Who's taking daily payouts, at least a lot of the time, from Take Profit Trader? Who's taking their first payout from Apex? Who's just slanging payouts every day from both? Let's hear it. If you're killing it, brag about it a little. Let's see. Because I know a lot of you guys, I don't want... Actually, you know what? I don't want to say this because it's going to make some of you guys feel like shit. Most people in the prop industry are currently struggling, okay? And I'm like, well, what if it wasn't that way? At least with people who are serious. I know some of you guys have improved greatly and have gone from struggling to be able to pass evals to taking payouts actually reasonably consistently. So who has recently joined that boat? What's up? Kevin, first payout from Apex a couple of weeks ago. Very good work. Yeah, Kevin, just get back in a funded, man. Move quick. Fast. Go, go, go. Offense. Roy! My man, Roy. In here fucking shit up. Take another payout. Sorry, took first payout from Take Profit Trader yesterday. We'll take another tonight. Good work, Roy. Keep that moving. Listen, let me tell you guys something. It depends how you're passing the eval. Assuming you're passing it within reason, all you got to do to make money, meaning get payouts and fundeds, here's what you do. Trade some kind of repeatable system or strategy. The word system is kind of weird. Method, like the wrench action method, if you choose. Something that keeps your life low stress, your decision making easy, it's repeatable, and there's only a few moving parts. Market context, discretionary decision, etc. Size down in the fundeds. Don't rush anything. And just chill the fuck out. Take good setups. Take profit when you need to, and not before. Cut losers when you need to, and not after. And trade, depending on market volatility, 1 to 5 micros in a 50K. Obviously, in regular volatility, I say 3 to 5. In volatility like this, maybe 1, 2, or 3 micros in a 50K account. Take your time, and then when you do that, I'm telling you guys, this is just about, hey, can I be patient enough to do the work here for a few weeks? And then it's just a matter of time until you're getting a payout, or many. If you're passing fundeds, man, assuming you're not just gambling them on CPI, assuming you're not just doing that, all you gotta do is size down, up your grading scale. So like for me, in evals, I don't have time for this, right? Opportunity cost is a very real thing once you get to a certain point. So I size up, and I lower my kind of minimum viable setup from kind of like a B minus in a funded to like a C, maybe even a C minus in an eval. And I size up a little bit because we don't have time for this. We're wasting time. They're too cheap to spend much time in them at all. That's how I do it. And then once I'm in funded, it's like, okay, B minus plus, sorry, B minus or above, bare minimum. But you guys know my grading scale is already pretty strict, so B minus setup's already pretty decent. Back down to normal size in the fundeds. Telling you guys, this is just do this. It's a formula. Just do it. Doesn't mean you're gonna take 50 payouts on your first account, but I'm telling you, if you do this, it's gonna just be a matter of time. But the second, you know, it's 2 o'clock on a Friday, you're like, I haven't made enough money this week, and you start trading 5 minis, it's fucked. It's out the window. Ninja? Damn straight, that's the next step. Poker! Got around 15 payouts now, very good poker. But I really struggle to make it consistent enough to go full time. Well, you're doing something right. Clean some things up. You're probably still making a few mistakes here and there, poker, am I right? Maybe a few emotional mistakes, maybe a few mistakes due to impatience. You cut those, things get better. All right, bar 40 here. What do we got? Coming right into that 20. Let's see what the Bears got here. Yeah, well, poker. So poker's taking 15 payouts, struggles with emotions on losing streaks. I get it. I get it. It's not fun to lose and lose and lose. There comes a certain point, I think, in every trader's career where their confidence is just so deep-rooted because they've been doing the thing successfully for long enough, which doesn't have to be that long, by the way, like a few months, and I think you're already kind of getting over that hump a little bit. You've been doing the thing long enough successfully in enough different market conditions where you're like, okay, I am who I tell myself I am. Internally, like, you know, you've been saying, I'm going to be a trader, I'm going to be a trader for so many years, and like kind of half believing it, which is a huge problem. And then you actually are, and you're still like, is this a fluke? Like, I don't know, man. But then you get to a point where it's like, you believe it, to put it simply. You believe it because you've done the consistent work for a long enough period of time where you're like, this is what I am. I'm a professional trader. This is just what I do. And it no longer is like this big deal to you. It's like, no, this is my job. This is what I do. It's different than a normal job, but it's what I do. Just get to that point, I think you stop making those mistakes because you're like, well, I'm putting my family in jeopardy, right? By making those mistakes. That's not cool. All right, bar 40 here, 245 out. Gabriel, is there a way to call Apex? Yeah, not really, big man. I wish. Gotta hit up support. I mean, you gotta think, if Apex had a way for you to call them, for everyone here, that'd be great. Because we are, you know, who we are. If you're here, you're probably a certain level of individual, I would think. But you gotta think, for most people, that would be a train wreck for Apex. That would be, I think, verbal abuse all day long. Worse than normal customer support. Someone blows an account and it's Apex's fault. You know, that kind of shit. Bar 40. All right, 320 out. You know, decent close out of bar 40, but it's the first bull body, so there's nothing there for me. 41 here. Let's see what we end up with. Now, you guys know what I start thinking when we're looking at something like this, right? Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, because what's the context here? Trading range. That's the context, right? Context is tier number 1, pillar number 1. Context comes before setup, believe it or not, within RAM. And right now the context is, hey, trading range until the market says otherwise. Let's see here. Halfway through this 5-minute bar, bar 41. Yeah, Connor, listen, there's nothing, by the way, like if you want to trade only personal, that, like, nothing wrong with that at all. It's totally fine. But I'll tell you this right now. New people coming into the prop space, and I heard all this stuff early too, and I was like, okay, let me look into this for myself. And then I realized that, oh, the reason that everyone talks poorly about a lot of prop firms is because they fucking suck. Not prop firms, the traders. If you are a trader with positive expected value, prop firms are the greatest opportunity of this decade for you as a trader. You understand? They're a really, really big deal. Now, if you're a trader who has negative expected value, you're going to spend money on evals, gamble your way through, and lose, and lose, and lose, and never make progress. And maybe you pass an eval a couple of times, and you're like, here we go, I'm funded, I'm a professional, right? And then they blow it same day because they're just straight up gambling with too big of size. They have zero strategy or methodology or framework at all. It's I mean, extraordinarily similar. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't mean it like a certain way, but it's very, very similar to just, hey, so-and-so kid who took biology in high school, you want to do open heart surgery this afternoon? That's the equivalent here, more or less. Sounds really stupid when you put it that way, huh? Yeah, but trading is such kind of like an under wraps world that it doesn't sound as crazy weird because, like, most people don't know much about this industry because there's not a lot of us. It's not really normalized. But, you know, that's the equivalent. So, if that kid, their patient dies on the table because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and then that kid goes and tells everyone, dude, never, even if you need it, never get open heart surgery. Total scam, bro. Seen it firsthand. Doesn't work, man. Like, you know how ridiculous that sounds? That's how I hear people who say prop firms are a scam. That's genuinely what I think when I hear people say that. They don't realize how dumb that sounds to me because it's like, oh, you suck. Okay, heard. All right, bar 42 here, 4 minutes out. Yeah, Roy, exactly. Exactly, big man. That's exactly another very good comparison. All right, 42. 3 minutes. What do we got? $42, come on now, what you got? Apparently not much here out of 42. All right, guys, well, couple of trades here. Started the day off with a loser and then had a winner bigger than the loser, so we are back to small green. Decent little day. I guess let's see what the afternoon brings here, huh? But, man, I'm behind. I gotta go hit lunch. All right, guys, happy Faro Friday. Be patient this afternoon if you are trading. Let the trades come to you, and when they do, no fear, baby. Hit it hard. Risk what makes sense, oftentimes a signal bar if you're trading RAM, and accept the outcome. Take profit, not when you feel like doing so. Take profit when your initial entry plan says to. Decision making here is so easy, guys. There's zero stress. And the more days you look at charts, the less stressful it gets. All right, guys, hey. Oh, if you want to dive deep on RAM, join the tomb, man. I'll see you inside. People are already in there seriously fucking killing it. Making a whole lot of progress. And I will say, it's going to be well worth it for you. All right? All right, guys. Hey! Midas Monday? I'll see you here, huh? Have a good weekend. Do your job this weekend. Your job is not be all stressed out, sitting on the floor, shaking by Saturday evening because I haven't fucking traded in 24 hours, man. Just give it till Monday, rest up, be ready to rock Monday morning. We're going to be here. We got work to do. Okay, we have so much leverage in this industry that you do not need to work or think about work unless you're studying your data over the weekend, because when we're here working, the amount of leverage we have is insane. Okay, so you got to be ready for that mentally. So your job this weekend is not to freak out. I get it. We're all wired like we have to work all the time to make money. It's like, no, in trading, we have a whole lot of leverage. You need to be mentally sharp when it's time to sit down at your battle station. Okay, this is not about time at the charts. It's about doing the consistent work for years. And then the amount of leverage you have is so ridiculous that you find yourself working a few hours a day at the charts. Probably. Okay, if you really enjoy it, maybe more than that. If you're like, yeah, I'm starting to retire, I'm trading a little smaller, maybe less than that, but you have a lot of leverage. Point being, rest up this weekend. Don't be shaking like a crack addict. You're good. Midas Monday's coming, all right? All right, guys. See you Monday. Have a good afternoon.